Spoiler alert, he doesn't break. Unbroken was directed by Angelina Jolie and stars Jack O'Connell. It tells the story of Louis Zamperini, an Olympic runner who later became a World War II soldier and a prisoner of war in Japan. There were high hopes for this movie. There's been kind of a little bit of awards buzz, especially before it came out. And it's Angelina Jolie's, I'm not sure if it's her first, but it's one of her first movies where she directed. And this is one of Jack O'Connell's, again, if not his first major role. And so there were some weird expectations going on to it. From some of the early words I heard and from what I could kind of tell in the trailers, I wasn't super excited for this movie. I got almost exactly what I expected. And that is a kind of very one-sided World War II movie and about this guy, Louis Zamperini, and that he was my biggest problem with this movie, is he is way too cookie cutter. He is way too, as I said, just unbroken. He never even bends. He's just, I'm gonna keep going. He's almost like the stereotypical Captain America, even though Captain America probably breaks more than him. He's just, I'm gonna keep going and be good and let's not hurt people, and he's not that interesting of a character. And I think because he's still alive and it's made in honor of him, they kind of didn't really portray anything that could have made him interesting. No different perspectives on him. Usually when you see a biopic, you're looking at all these different sides of a person. Some of the best biopics that I've seen are Men on the Moon about Andy Kaufman, or Walk the Line with about Johnny Cash, and those kind of tell these different views on these people, not just the one wow, that person was the best. And that's why this movie doesn't work completely. However, by far the biggest benefit is that this movie is shot beautifully. Roger Deakins did the cinematography, and he's one of the only cinematographers that I know by name because he's just amazing. He knows exactly what he's doing, and so a lot of these scenes look great, especially the earlier ones, like when they're in the airplanes or when they're stranded in the ocean. Those scenes are very, very good. Angelina Jolie does a decent job. I really think that the biggest problem here was the script. And when I'm saying the character of Louis Zamperini, was that I'm not saying Jack O'Connell did badly. He did a very good job portraying this guy. He did portray him at very different stages throughout his life, and he did a very good job. But that's really what's holding us back, is you don't get the proper emotional investment because he seems way too distant. He seemed way too abstract, almost like a caricature of this is what an American is. And yeah, that's why it doesn't work in the end. It's also a little bit too long. I mean, a couple of the kind of prisoner of war scenes, I was like, all right, I get the point, move on with it. Same with the stranded on a raft scenes. And yeah, so yeah, it's a good movie. I kind of ripped on it. It's a good movie, but it's not a great movie at all. I give Unbroken a B. It's not, I don't think it's worth seeing in theaters, but it's worth seeing, I would say. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.